Hi, my name is Lara and I'm 34. I'm a wife and a mother of a 4-year-old. I was raised here in Malta, and as many Maltese people, I grew up in a Catholic home, but I always felt a bit different growing up. Eventually, in my early 20s, I met my husband, and he started talking about the Bible and Jesus differently than when I grew up. He started going to a fellowship by himself, and I started attending with him. And then eventually, together, we gave our lives to Christ, got baptized, and eventually after, we got married. When we got married, I have been seeing God working in my life, like maybe, approaching people or being bolder, and because I was always a bit shy. But a part of me was also clinged to earthly things. And then 3 years into marriage, I became pregnant. It was during COVID, and I was happy, but also a great fear starting hanging on me of what's gonna happen. It was my first time, and I was being overwhelmed and anxious about the birth, and also what the situation of the birth was that day when I was pregnant. I used to, because I was isolated a lot, I find myself distancing from God, and I used to say I was entering into a dark tunnel, slowly into the darkness. And then I gave birth, and then 2 weeks into giving birth, I had to take my daughter to the hospital. We went to the hospital for a routine check, and they ended up admitting her out of the blues because she was severely dehydrated. She stayed there for 2-3 weeks, and one week was in the MPICU, the ICU of infants. And from that moment, when I stepped into the hospital, I started going closer to that dark tunnel. Eventually, she got out when she was 1 month, but my attitude towards my daughter, my anxiousness, overwhelmness completely covered me. And I used to still go to church, and I used to try to pray, but I was still distant. And then it stayed, even though I had, members of the congregation praying for me, praying for my daughter, because she ended up having a genetic condition that would affect her development. But God was there because she was a fighter even when she was little, and she's a complete miracle, and she's a healthy girl now. But during those times, I was seeing the hardships that I was going through, being a mother, going 3 times a week to the hospital. That made me overwhelmed, more anxious, and I wasn't going to God, to the Bible, to feel the word of encouragement. But no, I used to sit and constantly worrying about her. And then she started growing up. Eventually her condition stabilized. But for me, I was always in a constant state of panic, fear, and those are not from God. My attitude wasn't towards God. 3 years ago, He made opportunities for me to be more consistent, be more stable in Him. And for me, a life-changing event was the Women's Conference, when God met me when I was there. And I felt the presence of the Lord there, and I gave Him everything. I didn't hold anything back. I didn't keep any earthly things. I didn't want any earthly things. I just wanted the Lord. And I never changed back from that. I never was the person that I was before. And God constantly changed me every day through people, through not just my brothers and sisters in Christ, even through people who say they don't believe. It's amazing how God can put people in your life and change you the way that God wants us to change. And that's what's happened to me. I will never go back to the way that I was, prior to 3 years ago. I will always walk and run towards the Lord, and I will never go back. I learned that the Lord is my comforter, and that I need to rest in His presence, not just 1 day a week, but every day and every single moment that I am on this earth.